with me, Shanna, and Vanessa. Today, we're very excited to have Shilpi with us. And Shilpi, please tell us who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Hello, everybody. My name is Shelby, and I am an intuitive coach, healer, a spiritual guide, and a mindfulness facilitator. And I am so excited to be here, and I feel really honored when Vanessa and Shanna invited me here. So I could just share a little bit about what exactly I do and the kind of transformations that is possible for people just like you and me. And so, a little bit about what intuitive coaching or healing is. Basically, I tune into people's energy fields, and there I am able to tell what stories are there, what blocks are there, what traumas are stored. And most of the time, what happens is we are not embodied. We are not fully present in our body. And so what happens is because there's so much going on around us, we take in the information and we are almost always we are all in our head, not in our body. But because we're human beings and we live on the earth, if you're not in the body, we cannot be fully embodied, and it is very hard to manifest anything tangible in on this 3D plane. And so my teaching or my guidance, it's all about get in your body. If you got to do anything, get in your body and you'll be able to transform. And here I'm basically here to say to share the message that your business, it doesn't matter whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a mom, whether you're a teacher, CEO, it doesn't matter who you are, but your business is an exact replica or an exact mirror of who you are, what's going on within you.
And that's a great segue because your topic for today is your business is an extension of you. When you thrive, so that's your business. So that's a really great introduction when it comes to knowing who you are, the clarity of the messaging that you become and embody, right? And I know that you gave with when you when I first asked you about like, hey, what can you teach to our group when it comes to okay, I mean, like I went through that transformation myself because at first I was like a little bit like I don't know what do I want to do. What I went through with like, oh, okay, well, my friend told me that I should be like a life producer, like a life insurance agent, right? Then I didn't like that. So I was going through the phase. Give us like those three examples that you let us know when you told me like this is your topic. So I'll let you go ahead and share that with us.
Well, what can I say? I mean, I just feel very blessed to have a life path. That was it's almost like I was guided into this whole thing right from the time when I was little. And this is a story, but I think everybody can relate to it. So I'm going to narrate it. When I was little, I had two names, Shilpi and another name. And around 4 year or five, I told my mom, I don't want two names. I just want one name. And I didn't know the meaning or the significance of my name. All I knew was it meant Shilpi meant artist in Indian language. So I thought, oh, it sounds nice, and I love arts, and I maybe that is what made me choose this name. But going forward, I realized as my path unfolded, I went to ashram at the age of 12. I grew up there, just the whole experience, the spiritual growth that happened. And I went there to learn dance, basically. But along with dance, everything else unfolded. And fast forward after I finished, and my parents thought I was going to be this great dancer going on world tour. But that wasn't what I wanted. I just wanted to teach. And I had made it clear with my parents when I was little, I wanted to be a teacher. But my parents said, oh, teaching doesn't pay you. So choose something else. And I never shared what I wanted to be after that. But fast forward, once I finished my education and this whole ashram experience, I was just expanded. And and even before I asked, things started unfolding. So once I finished, like school opportunities, the job opportunities that came to me was, of course, teaching. I took it up. And the places that I worked were very spiritual too, like Aurobindo Ashram, and then Krishnamurti Foundation, which is again a very, very highly spiritual place. And I don't mean spiritual in the sense of religion. It just means people are more focused on educating the whole person, the soul, the physical, emotional, mental, the whole being, rather than just academia. So I was very blessed to be just led from one place to another. And I realized, not then, but now when I look back and I realize, oh my God, life has just, blessed me with taking me through so beautifully. And what is the reason? And I started contemplating the name, and it means sculptor. The real meaning of Shilpi is sculptor. And sculptor is all about, bringing out that image or the sculpture that is already hidden in the rock. And I thought, wow, when I taught children in the capacity of a teacher or a counselor, I was actually just bringing out the real person that was in that personality. And fast forward, my kids came along, and then I said, I have to pivot where I want to spend some time with my children, not just be, um, uh, spend a lot of time outside home. And that's when I said, what can I do to uplift, to serve humanity? And the other thing that happened when I was dealing with my children was suddenly I felt all of the things that I, as a child, said, oh, when I have kids, I'm not going to do this. Or what I didn't like when my parents told me certain things. When my kids came along, I was saying and doing the same things. And I'm like, who am I? And I realized the importance of, recognizing and getting to know myself as who I was in that place and to see what had happened. Because when kids come along, in my culture, it's said that the mother is reborn. Just as the child is born, the mother is born again. And I started going back to my roots and finding out who I was. I had to deal with my own healing, the trauma, or whatever life experiences I had had, and pick up the best part. And for that, I had to do my own healing. And that's when my healing journey started with energy works and different modalities, subconscious work, superconscious, and mindfulness and yoga were already a part of me. So that was not the thing. But when I started healing myself, I discovered my motherhood, my mothering style. And one thing led to another. And I said, I want to help more people discover who they are so that no matter in what capacity they are, serving the world, the humanity, they are able to be authentic and give their 100%. So this is where, Sublime Healings was born.
That's amazing. The whole time that you were talking about your story, one of the things that I kept asking in my head was, how do we internally, as moms, business owners, entrepreneurs, and all the labels that we wear, right? How do we internally get that healing started? Like, what would be like the first 3 steps to get to so that we would look from the outside in and observe, like, oh, what kind of mom am I? What kind of entrepreneur am I? What kind of business partner am I? What kind of, all these labels that we wear, right?
Yeah. So what I would, recommend, the first thing you do is just taking like a 5 minute break for yourself, because the whole time our society is such that we are being bombarded with information all the time. So we are always looking out. We hardly ever, nobody ever says, hey, close your eyes, go deep within, take a nice deep breath in. Nobody, no advertisement, no nothing is saying that to you. So my invitation would be just take a couple of minutes or 5 minutes. Even when you go to the bathroom, you see, even when we go to the bathroom, we have our cell phones. We're doing something, we're always multitasking. So just take that 1-2 minutes, calm yourself and say, I'm just going to breathe now. So breathing in and breathing out. And also at that time, I want you to close your eyes, because that's the source. Our eyes, when our eyes are open, we are always giving our energy away. But when you shut your eyes off, you are not only conserving that energy, but you are internalizing that your eyes are looking within. And it's not going to happen first time, 2 times. It's a process. And I feel, if you, whether you're doing a yoga practice or you have a whatever regimen you have, those are spaces where you can actually begin to come back to yourself. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Initially it's going to be uncomfortable, but as you sink deep down in your heart and ask your body, how do I feel? You may not have any answers. You might think, oh my God, I can't wait to open my eyes. That's a good start. I'm telling you, it's a good start, because as you keep connecting with your body is going to start revealing. You'll feel aches and pains or sensations. That's a great way of getting into body. So that would be the first start. Does that answer your question, Chana?
Yeah, I think it's so for me, part of my morning routine is meditation. It's a 10-minute meditation, and journaling. And I feel like if I don't, like you say, look within, or I don't just quiet down in those first 10 minutes, the whole day is kind of like all these demands just calling out to me, versus if I look within first, I'm able to kind of wrangle the cats, right? And before they get crazy, before the day goes crazy.
Yeah. And I want to commend you for doing that, because I will share another secret. When people think we are meditating, we're trying to calm down or quieten down, you won't believe the magic that we create when we quiet down. Because if you think of it, how are we alive? There has to be some power, right? There's some power that keeps us alive, keeps us moving. Once that power is gone, it's like a switch that goes off, and your body is left and your spirit goes away. So when you meditate, you are connecting with that source energy that has created everything. And think of a plumbing in a house or any place. When the pipes are new, when you move into a new house or you install new pipes, the water is flowing beautifully and you're so excited. But over time, what happens? The sediments come, there's some impurities, they keep depositing, and the flow of water gets smaller and smaller, and it starts, if it's really choked up, then it's trickling. And then of course you need to invite a plumber and get a look at it. But if you can, so it's the same thing with us. Our spirit, the energy that energizes or animates us, it's like we are connected to this power. When we are born, can you imagine how the baby is just present? The baby is full of life. But as the baby moves into the life, so many experiences happen, and they start depositing those sediments, those energetic imprints in us. And we start getting slower and slower and slower. So when you meditate, you're actually connecting. We might do it unconsciously, but we are connecting to the source. And that when we connect to the source, it's almost like putting the drain mix or whatever you call in your drain, and it just starts cleaning up, right? And the more efficient you are, the more regular you are, it'll keep it that way, right? So again, this is what I do. when people come to me, it's almost like we're never cut off from the source, because if once we're cut off, we're gone. But a lot of sediment deposits have come. There are a lot of energetic imprints that have layered on us, within us. And I help people to just remove those, connect them to the source, remove them, ground them, so that they can open themselves up, they can open their energy, so that it reflects in whatever they are participating in, whatever job or whatever service they are in. They just show up expanded.
That's really great. I know that we have like 2 other tips, but I'm going to go ahead and save that for those who wants to join you inside your group called, what was the group's name again?
Sublime Healings with Shilpi.
Yeah, so you show up in there almost like consistently, but I haven't got a chance to go ahead and join the group yet, but I'm sure that you're giving all these tidbits to your current members. Let us know how can they get a hold of you other than your Facebook group?
Okay, my Facebook page, I think Shilpi Gupta is my Facebook page, and that's the easiest. But besides that, my email, which is ms.shilpi@gmail.com, that is a good place to just reach out to me.
Do you normally like hang out in your Facebook group or any other Facebook groups at all?
Yeah, my Facebook group is one which I consistently show up, post, because I'm trying to help people, get whatever information they need to better their lives.
Of course. Thank you so much, Shilpi. And that one tip is, I'm sure that somebody is already like thinking like, hey, I really need this. And if you're what do you call this? Looking for someone like Shilpi that help you guide you through that transformation, metamorphosis, so to speak, right? Reach out to Shilpi. We'll be dropping her Facebook group link and then other links that she can get reach out to. But anyways, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to learn more when it comes to building our business and understanding that is the extension of us.
Thank you, Vanessa, and thank you, Shanna. It was a pleasure.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.